Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So we got a big one today. Thanks to a breaking report from Emmaland yesterday, we now know the names of the two individuals who are actively lobbying against the Hearing Protection Act in the Ways and Means Committee. One is a Republican out of the state of Tennessee. The other one is a lobbyist. Now, if you don't know what the Hearing Protection Act is, it is an act that would remove suppressors from the restrictions of the NFA. That means no more registry, no more $200 tax stamp, no more fingerprints, no more photos. They would be off the NFA altogether. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about who they are. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in here. Now, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you share this out to as many people as possible because we need as many eyes on this issue as possible. I'm going to put some contact information down below to the Ways and Means Committee, and you need to make sure that you advocate for the passage of the Hearing Protection Act. If we can get more people to actively lobby for this than the people who are lobbying against it, then there is an actual chance that we could still see this passed. That would be absolutely incredible, but it's not going to happen without your support. So again, the phone number, the email, all the information is going to be down below so that you can make your voice heard. Now, I want to preface this by saying that this is according to sources from Emmaland who are saying that the first person who is actively lobbying against the HPA is a Republican out of the state of Tennessee named David Kutzoff. Now, apparently the reason that he is lobbying against the HPA is because he would rather see another bill go forward that would simply reduce the $200 tax stamp to $5. That would mean that suppressors remain regulated under the NFA. That would mean that you'd still have to go through the background check. You'd still have to be on a registry. You'd still have to do the fingerprinting and everything else. It's just that instead of paying that $200 tax stamp, it'd be a $5 tax stamp. Now, to me, that sounds absolutely ridiculous and not at all what we're going for here. What we're going for here is complete deregulation. And let me tell you, as somebody who was born and raised and lived 42 years in the state of California, where they're not available at all on the state level, you can't even begin to apply. I moved to Nevada and I still don't have one. The reason that I don't have one is because I know what it's like to be on a registry. In the state of California, anytime you get anything, you're pretty much put on a registry. I don't like the idea of being put on another registry. That doesn't mean that I'm knocking anybody who chooses to do that. That's perfectly fine. That's up to you. But again, as somebody who's been on a registry, I don't want to put myself on another registry now that I've moved to a state that allows me to have them. So I want the complete deregulation, which is what we would get under the HPA. Now, this next name may or may not surprise you, but for me, it actually leads to a lot more questions because apparently Chris Cox, who is the former head of the NRA-ILA and I guess no longer associated with the NRA and is now a paid lobbyist who owns a lobbying group called Capital 6 Advisors, is actively lobbying against the HPA in favor of the $5 stamp. Now, nobody like that does anything for free. I can almost guarantee you that, especially lobbying work. You get paid for lobbying work. So now my question is, who is paying for that lobbying? I don't think that it would be an anti-gun group lobbying to reduce the tax stamp from 200 to 5. So I'm thinking it's got to be a pro-gun group, maybe somebody out there that has some skin in the game that wants to see these things remain on the NFA. But again, we don't know for sure. I've seen other people kind of talking about that, kind of backdoor stuff, and maybe they know something or maybe they don't. But the fact of the matter is, you got a paid lobbyist who is lobbying for a $5 stamp instead of lobbying to have them deregulated altogether. So there's a big question mark there as to who's paying for his lobbying and again, why he's doing this and what's motivating him to do this. Because the interesting thing here is that according to the current NRA-ILA, they support the HPA. They support it because apparently, according to studies, 70 to 80% of hunters that go out in the field are not using any type of hearing protection at all. Absolutely nothing. And when you're talking about hearing up to, what is it, like 170, 180, 190 decibels, something ridiculous like that, you could damage your hearing just that fast. You could damage your hearing with just one shot. And so the NRA-ILA apparently is actively supporting the HPA. So it's really interesting to see the diversion here. Now, even though it might not seem like it, I believe that there are more people that want to see this pass than want to see it stopped. So I believe that there are more people out there who are willing to take just that few minutes out of your day to make that phone call or write that letter or send an email or whatever it takes to contact these people and say, hey, look, we support the HPA. We want to see it passed. We want to see it go through. We know that it would get signed. So this is something that we want to advance. And the only way we're going to do that is by making a big stink about it. And I think with enough people knowing about this and making that phone call, that's absolutely something we can see happen. And so I absolutely urge you to just take a little bit of time out of your day and get this done. After that, you know, it's over. You can sit back and see what happens. But for now, at least, you got to make your voice heard, because if you don't, I guarantee you the lobbyists, they'll make their voice heard and people are going to listen. So we need to be the counterweight to that. So I wanted to share that with you. Again, all of that contact information will be down below, so you guys can go ahead and you know, make your voice heard. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about what's going on here. You guys have a good one.